Hello and welcome to this OWXL League game. It's a tier 2 game between the Outsiders and All Natty. I'm your host, Salt and Pepper. This is week 3, coming into week 3 game. And the week's been pretty fun so far. Both these teams coming in 1-1 record, looking to create some separation between them and the teams below them, catching up to Bjorn to Kill there at the top of tier 2. Outsiders and All Natty, just both ready to go. I'm excited to do this game. The first map up is Eichenwald, and just to give you a little bit of background on the map pool, starting out on Eichenwald, we've also got Lijiang, Dorado, or Kingsborough in the wings. So a pretty good mix, and I'm excited to see what these teams have for us. I think both captains are just getting everything, just last minute things sorted out with their team, so we'll be ready to go with that here shortly. I want to take a second to let you know that our season is sponsored by Casual Gamer. Limited edition designs made for true fans of the game. There's some really cool controller skins, things like that you can see on the right hand side of your screen that come up. There's a ton of stuff on his website, casualgamer.us. You can follow him on Instagram, casual_gamer. Go and check that out. A lot of really cool stuff over there. Also, if you saw on the broadcast, kind of beginning screen there for the countdown, the last day to sign up for the upcoming 1v1 tournament running from October 5th to November 5th is today. So make sure you get signed up for that. It can be a lot of fun, and Casual Gamer is providing custom prizes for the winner. Again, just on the website, OWXleague.com, where you can also find all of the scores and schedules, standings, upcoming games, things like that, and all of that good stuff throughout the season. So while we wait for the captains to get all set, oh, actually, as I say that, looks like they are ready to go, so we'll be starting here very shortly. Stick around, we'll get the map set up, and we'll be right back.
Traveling to Eichenwald.
Eichenwald, the first map, hybrid, obviously a good mix of all the game types, good opportunity to see how the Outsiders will be able to defend this point. They will be defending first, where All Natty comes in to attack. Then hopefully we see them get to a payload section. We can get a good look at these team capabilities kind of more in a well-rounded environment. Coming out for the Outsiders on the left-hand side, Detonator going on Symmetra, Sleepy Panda, Soldier, Hickory, 87, playing Mercy, Airstrike on Orisa, Boss Dude on Reinhardt, No Gun Skill, playing Reaper. For the attack, Psych-Raw on Soldier, Get Roasted on Zarya, IMR Raider on Zenyatta, Parallax going Reinhardt, Sir Roaster, Pharah, and Yodelbud on Mercy.
I understand. Damage amplified.
I had an opportunity to do All Natty's week 1 game. I believe they did fall in that game, but played really well, so I'm excited to see what they've been able to do in the last couple of weeks as far as practicing, getting that team cohesion, and looking to get the win here in week 3.
Enemy con.
Immediately, Psych-Raw taking down Sleepy Panda. Hickory's going to res him to negate that, but obviously the 30-second cooldown could be disadvantageous if the attack comes in here pretty quickly, but able to weather that first storm, come back and take out Psych-Raw, who was obviously initially a problem for them. Airstrike filling in there, and just trying to find an opportunity to get through this choke boss dude on the Reinhardt, able to block out a lot of the damage coming through, and they haven't really found a way through just yet. Airstrike taking up the main choke with 2 big shields just to help the team here. Sleepy Panda falls again via Sir Roaster, and now a bit of a disadvantage there for the defense as they lose Boss Dude here in the center, and now a huge wide open lane opens up for the attack to come through the center here. Hickory will be able to res the Reinhardt Boss Dude to get him back into the fight, but then falls down immediately. A couple kills going down either direction. The defense holding and doing what they can, able to pick up a few kills there. It looks like the attack may not have the enough of kind of people on the point there or coming through the choke to get a good advantage here. Not a lot of progress, actually no progress being made on the point just yet, and everything kind of scattered while both teams try and reset their positions. The attack coming back through the choke, but it looks like the defense is a little bit bolstered with Boss Dude back here on the Reinhardt, now retreating slightly, but it looks like the attack will drop off here a little bit. Looking at ults being built for both sides, Sleepy Panda for the defense already has about 87% towards a Tactical Visor. Should be able to use that here pretty quickly. Airstrike and No Gun Skill shortly there behind at 80% apiece. Hickory does have the Valkyrie, and Destinator's already put up Teleporter. So the defense sitting in a good spot right now, and looks like they will be able to weather this storm. But on the other side, the attack with 3 ults coming out, the Transcendence they can use to attack, even though it's like Raider just goes down there, won't be able to use that. Actually, just gets rezzed by Yodelbud, so will be able to. And now they still have 4 ults though, with the Earth Shatter and Rocket Barrage and the Tactical Visor. So a lot of options here for the attack, depending on what they decide to do. But again, just kind of poking and prodding right. Nobody wanted to fall too quickly. Only 2 minutes left on the clock, so the attack's gonna have to start doing something here, trying to make some progress. No Gun Skill will come in and pick up one with the Death Blossom on Raider, but Cypher will come back and pick up No Gun Skill with the Tactical Visor. So just a bit of a swap there on ults. And the defense again a little bit disadvantaged, but they do have the teleporter to come back in to keep them strong. The Graviton comes in, catches both tanks, will be able to make something out of that. Yes, they will actually. The airstrike goes down, but does get rezzed, and Boss Dude will go down, but does not get rezzed there. So looks like the attack finally has an opportunity to come in and start earning percentage on the point. They're about there at a tick, and that may have been the push they need to actually get the progress taken to claim this first round. Already 2/3 of the way, not a lot of contention happening on the point. Looks like they will be able to take this, and a good attack. They're able to hold on to most of their ults. Raider didn't have to use the Transcendence. I think he was out for that last fight anyway, but able to come in, use those effectively, and now with 3 minutes and 39 seconds to come around the corner, they can start making some progress on this payload push. So it took them a little bit of prodding to get through, but a nice just methodic attempt in through the choke and able to make that work out for them. Destinator now will go down for the defense as a few start to fall for the attack, and hopefully you see the outsider tier just kind of push back a little bit and resist a little bit of the attack that's come through, so there's not just too much momentum. Obviously, once you take that first point, the second section can be very difficult if you're kind of reeling on defense, and if you're on your heels a little bit, the attack can roll you here pretty quickly and pick up quite a bit of time going into the third checkpoint. So I think it's important right now for the outsiders just to kind of bolster here, hold this corner, and not really allow too much progress for the attack. Good shatter there, will pick up a couple, but no, not able to clean up just yet. Actually, as I say that, Radar and Parallax falling via the hammer. Parallax now coming back via Yodelbud's res, and the attack once again getting a little bit of progress on the defense here. Both tanks falling down as Boss 2 goes down again via the tactical visor. And yeah, now you see the attack really kind of tight onto this payload, and the defense is going to have to come back up and set up their defense again with no ults, which could be difficult. A huge shatter again from Parallax here in the back. The defense not even getting a sniff of the payload right now and dropping left and right. Boss 2 does get resurrected, but in a difficult position will fall immediately via his counterpart Parallax. And once again, the attack with all of the momentum coming in through this second section. Still about 2 minutes to go. They've only used about a minute and a half to get to this point, and the attack cleaning up well. They may be able to get to this without too much resistance. They do have the ult economy as well. Look, you're looking at 4 on their side compared to just the 1 via Sleepy Panda. They will have the Valkyrie here shortly, but I don't know if it'll even matter. They may be able to take this checkpoint, and they do without any contention again. So now 3 minutes and 20 seconds coming to point C, and just the Graviton maybe just to make sure they didn't get on the point. They were able to clean up 4 kills there, and that may help them get a little bit of progress as the payload tries to push through the point. Obviously, the defense now has the advantage with the shorter respawn, so we'll see what all Natty is able to do here to push them back. They didn't have to use really any ults in that second section, except the Graviton, to get to this point. So now they've got 5 ults coming into a very tight area here, and could be able to make it really difficult for the outsiders if they're not careful about the defense. A good shatter comes in, both tanks caught in that. Parallax a little bit overextended now, going in for Boss Dude, able to get him back with that pin. That Reinhardt battle is pretty interesting. I want to make sure that we get that. Boss Dude will be the one to come out on top on that one, and Valkyrie comes out here for Yodelbud to pick up Cycraw. I don't know if he's going to be able to get back to pick up Parallax. It's like he may not be able to, and the defense starting to get the kills required to push back the attack here, and I think that was probably the fight they needed to win just to settle down a little bit. Still 2 minutes and 20 seconds for the attack. They used a few ults there actually, but they still had 2 in the pocket via the Tactical Visor and Rocket Barrage from Sir Roaster on Pharah. So still have some opportunities, but the outsiders have built up some ult of their own. They'll have airstrike, self-destruct when they want that, and Hickory's Valkyrie as well to you know, if things start to go south a little bit. Rocket Barrage comes out for Sir Roaster, not going to be all that effective. Sleepy Panda, who switched to Junk, picks him up. Interesting to be able to take down his natural counter. Boss Dude taking down Get Roasted, but the attack's starting to get the kills he needs. Cyclone grabs a good double, now triple on the supports, plus no gun skill playing Reaper. And this may be the push right here that gets the attack some significant progress there. Now, once again, able to wipe the defense just about completely. Detonator can come in and try and stall as long as possible, which ended up being about half a second. Will get rezzed here to try and maintain the stall, but once again, they're just falling as soon as they come through. Just not able to stall for very long at all. A minute and a half to go and not a lot of time remaining, or not a lot of space remaining rather, for the payload as the self-destruct comes in from Airstrike, picks up Raider on the Zenyatta, who is about 80% to a Transcendence, so we'll be able to use that going into the last section here. But again, all the time in the world and kind of things going their way as you see them come in. The Graviton comes out to take down Airstrike, and if you look at the feed, the entire thing just red right now as All Natty comes rolling through this last section into C. It looks like they will be able to take this point. As I say, that 0.22 meters away, the defense continues to stall, but it will run out for them, and with a minute left on the clock, a good attacking push coming out for All Natty here on round 1.
Score 2-3. Switching sides.
So a very just kind of long, drawn-out push there for the attack in All Natty, but got the job done with a minute left in the pocket. So that'll be an advantage for them. Obviously, if the Outsiders are able to take the point and do a solid payload push like All Natty did, the defense here will be making sure that they don't have any time left on the clock so they can do that final attempt. But I think a lot of positives that are taken away from the attack for All Natty, and now they know that all they need to do is defend well here, and they can pick up the first win. It is a 3-game series to play all 3 games regardless, just for tiebreaker purposes. So we'll play that 3rd game even if one of these teams takes the first 2 rounds, so just be aware of that as well. Lineups coming out, Detonator going Mercy this time for the now attack in the Outsiders. Sleepy Panda going Reinhardt, Hickory swapping and taking up the Soldier role instead of Mercy this time. Airstrike on Genji, Boss Dude going tank in Roadhog, no gun skill again on Reaper. For the defense, Cycraw on Soldier, Good Roasted Zarya, Imar Raider on Symmetra, Parallax going Reinhardt once again, Sir Roaster, Reaper, and Yodelbud on Mercy. Pretty good comp here. I do like the amount of switches happening on the Outsiders, and just seeing a lot of players play different heroes could be helpful just in mixing up their team comp and giving them an advantage to get through this stingy All Natty defense. But opening up here a little bit tentative around the show. You see all the Symmetra turrets, they don't want to come too quickly, but as I say that, it's trying out Boss Dude, Sleepy Panda comes in immediately and will get melted completely by himself. So 3, maybe 4 kills now coming in for the defenders on these attackers, and they may be able to shut this down very quickly before it even gets started. You see All Natty with all the kills in the feed there, and they'll wrap up Boss Dude. And that will do it for the prospective attack. They'll have to come back and regroup about 40 seconds off the clock. You'll see for the defense here, All Natty Imar Radar already has a teleporter that will be crucial for them, and they're already set up really well to full hold unless the attack has something else up their sleeve. But thus far, unconvincing. Obviously, it's not been that long, and they do have a lot of time still, a lot of time to build ults and change the tide of this game. I think we all know on hybrids especially, you can do that choke and things can start to go south for you very quickly if you're the defense. So we'll see how that pans out for them. Cycraw falls, but Yodelbud will negate that, and Cycraw returns the favor by picking up a good Helix Rocket on no gun skill, but now completely overextended is Sleepy Panda on the Reinhardt. And I don't know if he'll be able to, sorry with the camera there, I don't know if he'll be able to get out of this situation. Rather, Parallax in a difficult position there and not able to recover for the defender. So they'll have that disadvantage as now the second tank targeted by the attack here. It's kind of difficult to tell who really has an advantage. Things like kills just going back and forth on the choke, and the attack just trying to get in where they can, but doesn't really have a lot of space. The res coming in here on Sleepy Panda, but once again in a difficult position and could get melted down here pretty quickly.